The Barstar Podcast is a show that aims for something a little different. It's hosted by a drummer who thinks he's a musician. But let's be honest. I know and you know that drummers are not musicians, right? Or are they? Hang on a second. Who wrote this crap? This is garbage. Nobody's going to listen to a show put on by somebody they haven't heard of. Stupid. Crap.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Barstar Podcast. I am your host, Stephen O'Reilly. I want to thank you guys for coming back to hang out with me once again. And thanks for not being sick of me yet. You'll get sick of me eventually. But so far, we're good. I hope everybody had a good week. I hope everybody is doing well. And as always, I hope you guys went out and did some shit. Don't forget to check out Prophecy Inc., my sponsor of the show. Go in the shop, mention the Barstar Podcast, and you will get 10% off any tattoo by any artist in the shop. Other than that, I had a fantastic week, and I'm having a pretty good day because I am not flying solo today. I am hanging out with my buddy, my friend, sometimes we're kind of twinish, except I'm the fucking short, shitty one, but my musician buddy. One Mr. Dave Moody. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Great.
You look amazing.
Well, thank you. You do too.
Oh,
you look wonderful.
I took a shower this morning.
Let's talk about us.
I fixed my hair.
If we don't tell each other how great we are, who's going to do it?
Nobody. I put $20 in your wallet when you weren't looking.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I expect a $5 bill on the table when you leave.
The coffee is worth the $10.
Sweet. I'm in. How's things? How's life?
Really good. Band's going great.
Yes, Thunderstruck is fucking killing it.
Yeah, we're doing
well done, sir. Well
thank
done.
you. Thank you. We're doing great. Home life's great. Me and my wife are doing great. I can't complain about anything. Extremely blessed. So I'm just
nobody'd listen anyway if you were
no. So I'm just riding the wave as I always do, like a twig on the shoulders of a mighty stream. I'm just happy to be here. You know,
twig on the shoulders of a mighty stream.
Correct. That's how I roll down the road, brother.
All right, I'm going to hit pause and we're going to go record a song real quick. Okay. We're going to write it and then record it because that was like some poetic shit.
Yes. Actually, it's John Candy from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So I stole that.
Damn it.
I know. I'm not that, not that good.
Shit. Yes, you are. That's all right. We'll just re-steal it. We'll turn
we'll
twig into fig. Nobody will know. Isn't that what Vanilla Ice did? He changed one note. That's how he got out of the lawsuit.
It's different.
It's
different. What was that?
Just admit it, dude.
You remember when he said that on MTV?
I remember the interview.
And he just had that look on his face like, but it's different.
Yeah. His goes do-do-do-do, and mine goes do-do-do-do. That's your argument? That's your legal fucking argument is a do-do-do-do.
Did he get away with it?
He did.
Son of a bitch.
If my memory is correct, which could not be because my memory sucks, but I think he did. They dropped the lawsuit because it was one note different.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be shitting me.
I could be. I wouldn't shit you though. You are my favorite turd. Sorry, I had to be a 12-year-old for a second. No, I do think you know what? We can Google it. You want me to Google it? I'll Google it while we're sitting here because I have the technology.
You do.
I have. Let's find out.
It's just amazing to me that somebody could blatantly rip somebody off that badly and not.
Oh no, I agree. It makes no sense to me. How the hell that dude got away with it if he did?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. All right, so he's typing in Vanilla Ice lawsuit queen.
Let's find out. We're Googling. I stuck it in my Google box.
All right, let's see. Okay.
And
the verdict, the case was
settled out of court, costing Ice an undisclosed sum and earning him a
So he did have to pay for it.
He did have to pay. I was incorrect. I was wrong. But actually, technically, I was half right because I didn't think he won, or excuse me, I didn't think he lost in court. So technically he didn't. So that I was just going by the public shit. But yeah, he did have to pay. So there you go. Fuck it.
Thank God. Thank God. That's one of my favorite Queen songs, if not my favorite Queen song.
I don't know if I have a favorite Queen song. Honestly, no. I don't not love them. I just, you know me. You've known me for, which we're about to talk about, but you've known me for a year. I have a hard time picking a favorite anything.
Right.
I've always sucked at that.
Right. Me too.
3 things in life that are my favorite: coffee, drums. I ain't saying the other one.
if anybody knows you, they know what it is.
Yes, they do.
And it kind of, well, it all encompasses. Yeah. If they know you, they know. They know what it is.
Yeah, they do. But seriously, I can't pick a favorite anything. I've never been able to do that. I'm just horrible at it. I think it's because I was talking to the episode with Jess when she was here, Jessica A. We were talking about how my mood, for the most part, I'm the same person every time. But my internal mood where I go in a creative space, it's never the same.
Right.
I mean, I'll wake up tomorrow and listen to Neil Diamond, and I'll go to bed tonight and I'll listen to fucking Slipknot.
Yeah.
I'm bizarre that way.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I did the same thing.
So, let's go to the beginning. You were born. No, I'm just kidding. How long have we known each other? I want to say I met you about a year after I moved here, and I've been here a little over 11 years. Does that seem about right? We've known each other about 10 years?
Correct. I mean, it was back when I was drinking too, so you're a better judge of all of that. You
used to drink?
Yeah, you have more knowledge of that stuff than I do.
Not you.
But
I got stories for days about that shit.
I remember vaguely, and it's classic Steve and Dave. We was at Phoenix Hill, and you correct me if I'm wrong again. You have a better memory than I do. And we were upstairs in Phoenix Hill up in the roof garden, I believe it was. And you were playing, it might have been with Heaven Hill. I can't remember.
Now that you say that, I think that is right. I think Tarc Bus was upstairs. Heaven Hill was downstairs. And you walked down to see us because it was an original band and you were on break. I do remember that. Yes. You are correct.
And I remember walking up to you and saying a typical Dave Moody statement, not being arrogant, but I guess you have no other way to take it than being arrogant. And I said, this is just me being me and in business, right. And saying it the way I said it. They're going to go, man, that fucking dude is an arrogant prick. But I didn't mean it in that sense. It just came across.
It just came out
that way. What I said was, you need me.
I remember that.
I said, you need
that.
me.
I do remember.
I said,
you
that need
clearly.
Me.
Yep.
And anybody that's seen Stephen O'Reilly play clearly knows he don't fucking need me.
Aw, thanks.
But the fact is, what I was saying was, we would be great together.
Yes.
And the way I said it, like we were macaroni and cheese,
Yep.
But
it was
it's funny. It's like the cheese looking at the macaroni going, "You need me," and you're, motherfucker, I'm macaroni. Why do I need you? But if we put it together, we're macaroni and cheese.
Nope,
So and it came out wrong, I guess, but I believe that's how we met.
I think you're right, because I do remember, even though I was here a year, there was. For the first 2 years, I met a lot of people, but I didn't meet a lot of people, if that makes any sense. Mm. There was so many people being thrown at me from all these different angles because I moved up here.
Or you were sought after. You were sought after.
I mean, if you say that, sure. I don't remember that. I'm just getting to the part of, I met so many people because I moved up here for an established band, so they knew everybody. Mm. They're all from here. I'm the new kid. So not only was I being looked at and scrutinized because I'm the new kid.
Oh, you were never scrutinized.
From my perspective, I was, because there was you've been doing this long enough. You know the eyes that are looking at you because they're like, oh, that dude's good. And you know the eyes that are looking at you like sizing you up.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm talking about.
Who was sizing you up? Everybody was going, what the fuck? What just happened? What alien just landed on planet Louisville and took the motherfucker over. Well, but the thing is, I do. I just remember people telling me that you got to see this drummer. And Chico was transitioning on the way out of Tarc Bus.
Right.
And we knew it. He knew it. it had run its course at that time.
Right. But it actually turned out to be almost a year later before I got into Tarc Bus.
Yes, it was.
It was a long time.
You were still in Heaven Hill for another year or so.
Yeah, because I got unceremoniously fire-rigged. We've already talked about that. Actually, we didn't talk about it in detail, but I did have Chris on the show, and I know you listened to that episode. But I was in 2009, summer of 2009. Mm-hmm. And if my memory serves me, I think fall of 2009 or winter of 10.
Again, I was drinking.
Right. But I feel like it was fall of 2009 or winter of 2010 when I got the call from you.
Correct.
Because I remember you calling me, and it's actually kind of funny because I had in turn seen you. I didn't see you. I didn't watch you that night because original band, there was another band after us, I think, or we were the last band or whatever it was. And you know how originals are. It's a completely different world.
Right.
You can get off stage when you're in the cover world and lollygag, fiddle, fart, fuck around.
Right.
When you're an original band, get your shit and get out because you got merch to sell.
Right.
Or you've got people that want to hang out with you, or you've got the autographs or what the hell ever. But the point I'm getting at is I remember seeing you, and I remember thinking the same thing about you because musicianship aside, doesn't matter how good a bass player is, the majority of bass players are, I hate to say it, guys, I love all of you dearly, are boring. Mm-hmm. Then I see you, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's the master of ceremonies. Singer's not doing it, he's doing it. And I remember that, and then, so that's how we kind of, it was that you watched me,
macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. And then fast forward a year, I got the call, and the reason I preface it that way is because I remember hanging up the phone going, I'm in like 7 bands and I could drop them all for this one really good band
and make money.
Works every weekend and makes money. And that's what I did.
Which was the right decision.
It was the right decision, absolutely.
Pissed and me and you laid it down. Really me and you laid it down like no other. It was. We did. It was like that.
We did. We locked like macaroni and cheese.
It was really, really good.
Peanut butter and
now
jelly.
You have
coffee in my mouth. Oh, sorry.
And I say this all the time. You know, Chip Adams is a bass player. Mm-hmm. He's a bass player. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. Ronnie Watchmaker is a bass player. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. Yep. You know, James St. James is a bass player. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. I can go on and on and on and on and on. These people are musicians.
Right.
I'm an entertainer. And that's fact. And the thing is,
I would agree, but I also think for your bass playing ability, you sell yourself short.
Well, I can play.
Yeah.
I can play.
You don't suck.
No, not even, no.
You don't
suck.
But
at the end of the day, I know what I am and I know what I'm not.
Right.
You know, obviously I couldn't suck if I went and played with Billy and all that stuff.
Right,
you know,
which we're going to get to.
Yeah.
But yeah. No,
at
you're,
the end
you're
of the day,
100% right.
At the end of the day, I look at those guys as musicians, as players, as just incredible musicians with integrity that just deliver that product and note for note precision and I've never been that.
Right.
I've always been like, get close and smile a lot. You know? Slide! You know? And but you know, I mean, if you're making the crowd have fun and you're making everybody enjoy themselves,
you did your job.
You did your job. But I will say, you know, I did take a great bit of pride in my instrument, and I love playing. And I miss playing bass so much. Now that I'm singing, I miss it so.
I was actually going to ask you about that, but before we'll get to all the current stuff in a minute. But do you miss it like really, really bad, or just some nights? Really bad, because I just enjoy it. I love having that hunk of wood around my neck, and I love the sound of it. I loved my tone. You did have a good tone.
I loved the aggressiveness of it. I loved how I could dance with it. I loved everything about it. It was just cool. And now I've just got a microphone, which I'm cool with.
Right.
I adapted well.
It's not like you don't know how to use one.
Right. Exactly. and I adapted well.
Dave Moody, master of ceremonies.
Yeah. Hello.
Welcome to my show.
But I adapted well. But like at sound checks with Thunderstruck, I'll ask Chris, our bass player, I'll say, hey man, I'll just sing and play this. You go out there and see what it sounds like. So just so I can get my fix.
Right.
You know, so, and he's kind enough to let me do that. But like I said, I miss it pretty badly. I miss locking in with a drummer And that's so good. And I've always had good drummers.
Yeah,
always,
you have. Yeah,
always had good drummers, man.
Yeah.
Always had a great drummer. Solid. And I miss that a lot.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, I don't ever want to say I suck at anything, but as far as instrumentation, I mean, I suck at anything other than drums.
Oh, another great bass player, Chuck Deering.
Yes.
Chuck Deering, incredible bass player.
Chuck is very good. And Chuck's so cute.
He is sexy.
Oh my God, he's so cute. Chuck is so cute. He does listen to the show. Hi, Chuck. And he will be on the show eventually. But I suck at any other instrument other than drums.
Have you ever
I
noticed?
can't play anything.
Have you ever noticed when you don't mention somebody, they get upset? So now I'm sitting here going, dude, I just mentioned this. Now I didn't mention this. And I'm going to go, oh my God, somebody's going to think I don't think they're... Listen, every bass player is great.
Calm down. Because it's my show and you know how I am.
Right.
If I forget you, I'll get to you eventually. I don't give a fuck. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. You want to be on the show? Come on. Okay, so I think... And we're not going to go through a whole long history, but I think I was in Tarc Bus for about 5.5 years. We ended it in March of 2014. Is that right?
If you say so. Yes.
Well, and I'm not throwing anybody into the bus, but everybody knows we had singer problems and singer issues and blah, blah, blah. So you and I sat down and we decided, let's just kill it.
End with
be
some
done
integrity.
with it. Yeah. And it had an amazing run. But now... 2 or 3 times a year, you're doing the Tarc Bus Classic thing.
Classic reunion.
And you've got a show coming up this summer, correct?
April 28th at the Mercury Ballroom.
Nice.
With the Classic Tarc Bus.
Nice. Which is you, Steve, Wendell, and Chico.
Actually, it's going to be Ronnie Watchmaker's going to be filling in. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, so Ronnie's going to be there with us, and that's going to be great.
Awesome.
And we're going to have a big time, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. So April 28th.
April 28th.
I'm going to release this episode on April 33rd. No, I'm
okay. Sounds good.
But that's going well when you do those shows? Because
yes.
I went to, I don't remember which one. That's where my memory sucks when it comes to timeline. But I remember one, and you guys sounded great, and it was fucking packed.
Well,
it was last year.
Actually, it's been almost about 2 years, and I was surprised by that too.
I told you my timeline memory sucks.
I was surprised by that too. Whenever I think about it, everybody's doing so many things,
right?
Like everybody's got their own
projects and
and you've got to make it sync up.
Yep.
Where Tarc Bus is no longer a priority, the show's got to come along. You've got to pay us well to get along.
That is so true.
That is true. You gotta, everything's got to fall in line,
right,
to make it work.
Right.
But whenever I get a chance to play with the fellas, it's so awesome.
Right.
I mean, we get up there and people come to see a hack band, and I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Before we move on to some other stuff, because everybody knows I don't do interviews, but I ask random questions. I have to say, and I'm not saying this because I was in the band. I'm saying this because I believe it. I think one of the reasons why Tarc Bus did so well for so long is it was that element of not giving a fuck, but giving just enough to make sure that everybody had a good time.
Correct.
And I think that's why that band worked so well.
It did.
That's my opinion.
It was a working man's band, and the reason why I say that is.
Did you just say the L word?
Yeah.
Literally
a work. It was a working man's band.
It was,
and by that I mean people work hard during the week. They just want to have fun. They don't want a musical lesson. They want big dumb rock.
Right.
They want to have fun. They want to let loose. They want to.
I've said this for years. I wrote about it in my book. If you are in a band, and this is me speaking, I don't give a shit what kind of band it is. Your job, your ultimate goal, besides providing great songs, hopefully, your ultimate goal is to make the people that are in front of you forget about their lives.
Exactly.
For at least 2 to 3 hours a night.
Exactly.
That is your job.
Yeah.
That is our job. That's my job. That's how I've always viewed it.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why I play all the flashy bullshit the way that I do. That shit's not for me. That shit hurts.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
You've seen me before.
I've seen you bloody knuckled and beat up. I've seen you.
Yeah. That shit hurts. It's got to be the same thing for you. I mean, what's your bass? How much is your bass weigh? I have no idea.
It's a Spectre, so it doesn't weigh that much, but it's the fact that...
But it's over 10 pounds, right?
Easily, and it's around your neck. And,
and you're jumping around
with
that
thing 3-4
with
hours boots on, you know.
Yeah, you and your boots.
A lot of effort.
You and your boots.
Yeah.
I tried to get you in Chucks. It didn't work.
It did not. I got plantar fasciitis because of it. I wore them.
I don't even know what that means.
I know it. Remember when it was hookers and blow? Now it's plantar fasciitis and coffee. What is going on with that? You know, now we're old. We're old. God.
Yeah, but I feel great.
Yeah, I do too. I feel good.
I know I already told you, but you look great. You want to make out?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, so all that stuff's cool, but I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as you and I have known each other, in as many stages as we've played together, dude, we've killed some fucking stages.
We have.
Whew. I've never actually asked you, how did you even get the Billy Ray Cyrus gig? Because I don't know.
Okay.
Apparently you don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, I've been drinking back then. I was drinking back then. Billy's brother, Mick, was a good friend of mine.
Who is a great guy, by the way.
He's a great guy.
Thanks to you, I got to meet Mick. And
that's right.
We did Mick's wedding.
And that was the night that Fred Curry played drums with us.
Yes. Fred Curry played my drums.
He played your drums, and he smacked that. He did the...
Yep. He did the Fred Curry Ugandan stick flip thing.
That's
he throws
awesome.
It up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Side story. We played that wedding, and Billy Ray's band, including you, wanted to get up and play a few songs. So Billy's drummer, Billy, I'm not making that up, guys. Billy's drummer, Billy, played my rig. So I, of course, left stage and made my way to the coffee bar. Mick was smart enough to have a coffee bar at his wedding reception. It was awesome. So this dude grabs my arm. I don't know if I've even ever told this story on the podcast. I know I've wrote about it in the book. But anyway, this dude grabs my arm and he goes, dude, you're a fucking great drummer. And I said, thanks, man. And I looked down. Fred Curry from Cinderella told me I was great. So I didn't fanboy out. In my head, I did. But I just said, hey, man, thanks. Oh, by the way, if you want to play, you're more than welcome to. He goes, no, it's all cool, man. I'm just going to chill.
No, you got to play. No, you got
Well, no. Well, that's what I was thinking. And I was like, okay, the open invitation. Or I'm paraphrasing. So anyway, I go get my coffee. Song later, Billy's still playing. Song after that, I look up, Fred Curry's behind my drums. And I'm freaking out. I'm going, I used to have his fucking posters on my wall, and he's playing my drums, and he thinks I'm good. And then when I saw him later, I was like, what's up, man? It's cool. It was total douchey, but it was funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to you. Sorry, side story.
Well, anyway.
That was a fun wedding.
Oh, it was. It was great. Billy got up and played with us.
Yep, I got to play with him.
Billy Ray, Fred, and the Sly Dogs got up and played, and it was a great time.
Oh, yeah,
I can't remember who else. There was a lot of people.
There was a lot of people there. Miley
got up and played with us. Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Mick and I are good friends. Mick moved here in Louisville, and me and him became really great friends.
Right.
And I can't remember what year it was, but we were macaroni and cheese. You know, we
Thick
were
as thieves.
we were brothers,
right?
And we lived together and this and that. And I was a musician, and then his brother made it, and he blew up. And we retained.
So you knew Mick way long time ago.
Way long.
Okay, got you.
Way long time ago. Well, fast forward, years pass. Mick moves down to Nashville. He starts working for his brother. He starts working for Miley. He starts becoming a management person. He starts managing the road for Billy. He starts managing the road for Miley. He starts doing this. Well, anyway, one day he gives me a call out of the blue saying, how would you like to try out for my brother for bass? He needs a bass player. I go, yes. So
let me think about I'm
continue playing Phoenix Hill. No, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, no.
So there was a lot of things going on. I didn't play with my fingers. The country's a different animal altogether.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've talked about that before. It's a beast.
Different animal. So I had to learn a whole new genre of music. And what I did was I learned about 60 Billy Ray songs note for note for about a month and a half or 2 months.
Right.
And then I got the call to come down to audition. And it was me and Terry Shelton and Billy Copeland and Michael Joe Saygraves. And we got in the same room, and it was magic. It was just really, really good. I was so prepared that I was, you can be overly prepared, but I was extremely prepared, and I was relaxed, and I knew that I had to hit not just one home run, but I had to hit 5 home runs, you know, with one swing, you know, because behind me was a Nashville session player and an LA session player.
Right.
Because they could play better with their toes than I can with my hands. I mean, let's just be honest. They're that.
And Billy's a smoking drummer.
Yes.
Very good drummer. I can't speak for the other dudes because I don't know them, and I'm, you know me, I'm drummer oriented. Billy's a phenomenal drummer.
Unbelievable. And we were shake and bake. That's what we called each other, shake and bake. So it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. And when I left the audition, I knew that I didn't want to leave that audition thinking, man, I could have done better.
Right.
I left that audition going, there's no way. Right. There's no possible way that I couldn't have done any better. If I don't get the job, it's only because I'm not a known commodity. It's only because they don't know who I am and I'm a greenhorn in their industry.
Right.
So if they don't pick me, I'm okay with that. I just know that I showed up.
Right.
And I did my part. Yeah. For me. You know.
You did your best.
Pumpkin. I did my best. and I did. And I really did good. So after the audition, I went home. And I get a phone call from Terry, which is the band leader. At this point, I hadn't even met Billy. I mean, I knew Billy. I'd met Billy in previous meetings, but he wasn't there at the audition. So Terry gives me a call, and he says, Dave, you know, I'm just giving you a call, and I want you to know that if you don't get this gig, that it's not because you didn't play well. It's you crushed it. Right. We had you down as a favor to Mick. We weren't going to have you down. Mick insisted that we tried you out. And that's the only reason why we tried you out. But you have made our decision extremely hard. Nice. I mean, extremely hard because... Doesn't
that make you feel good when they tell you shit like that?
It did.
You kind of look at the phone and go, yeah!
And he goes, we're not exactly sure where we're leaning. We're not exactly sure what we're doing, but I didn't want to leave you hanging on too long. Right. If you don't get the gig, I'm going to recommend you for everything.
Nice.
And I said, well, I appreciate that. And he said, just hang tight. Don't worry about nothing. I'll give you a call back here in a little bit.
Right.
And we'll figure it out. And I knew that as soon as he got off the phone, that he was going to make that decision. He was going to.
Oh, for sure.
And you know I'm a salesman.
You are.
I am a salesman. And I knew I had one shot.
Right.
I knew I had one shot. So I said, Terry, can I tell you something? And he said, sure, Dave, what is it? And I said this from the bottom of my heart, and I meant this. And this is not salesman. This is just speaking the truth.
Right. Speaking the truth with a salesman twinge.
Exactly. I said, Terry, can I tell you something? And he said, sure, Dave, what is it? And I said, I want to tell you the reason why I'm doing this. And he said, well, what is that reason? And I said, the reason why I'm doing this is I want to show everybody that you can do it. Your dreams can come true. You can get on a tour bus. You can tour the world. You can be on TV. You can, if you keep working hard and you're persistent and you keep, trying your best and doing your best and just working really hard, you can achieve anything. Right. And that's why I'm doing this. I want to show everybody that a dream can come true.
Nice.
And if I get this gig, that will show people that, hey, it can happen.
Right.
He was silent on the other end. And he goes, I'll call you back. I said, okay. And I went, it's like, it's like if you're fishing, you feel the line run.
Yep.
And I'm like, there it is, right there. There it is. He calls me back about 10 minutes later, and he says, Dave, I got some bad news. And I said, Terry, you ain't got to say another word. I want to thank you for the opportunity. It's an unbelievable story for my career. I got to try out for you guys, multi-platinum artist. That's awesome. You ain't got to say another word, man. Thank you for the opportunity. And he goes, yeah, I feel really, really bad about this, but you're going to have to pack your bags. You're coming with us. Nice. And I was like, holy crap. And I lost my mind. And
please tell me you ran around in circles.
You know what? I was surprisingly, I mean, I know I say I lost my mind, but I was surprisingly calm. It was still surreal. I couldn't believe that I got it.
Right.
And when I got the job, I was just, it was a validation of everything that I'd worked for.
Right.
And it was one of those moments that nobody can take from you.
No, absolutely not.
Nobody can take that from you.
What year was that?
That was, 2007, 2006.
Okay. All right. That would make sense because when I met you, you were doing that gig. And then it got a little bit busier where you were gone more. We had to get a few fill-in bass players, but I'm just trying to put the timeline together because there was a period where you were doing Billy Ray, you were doing
Tarc Bus,
and then you and I were doing Zoo Kings.
Yeah.
And then you were doing Short Bus.
And I was working. Well, always.
You weren't working. You were trucking.
Yeah.
You were hauling.
Always
all
working.
Kinds of, well, we both do. I mean, we both have that work ethic. Yeah, I was just trying to remember that. I don't know why that popped in my head while we were talking, but I went, wait a minute. He did what I did, and he was in like 47 fucking bands at the same time. Stacy gives me shit about that all the time. Anyway, okay. So when did the Billy Ray gig end? And there's a reason I'm asking you that.
Well, you know, I guess you could say 2013, we did our last show, I believe it was. Billy was focusing more on movies, and it didn't so much end as Billy just wanted to do different things.
Gotcha.
He was still involved with Disney. He was still involved with, he had a lot of shows in the works. He was doing movies. You know, he loves to act.
Right.
And this is the thing I tell everybody. He didn't take me to raise. He gave me the opportunity that nobody else would give me.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
If that man, you have to understand, I love him so much, and he's such a good guy, and such a great friend. To this day, we communicate once a month, just talking.
Nice. He is a good dude. I only had a very short conversation with him, but
wonderful guy.
Yeah,
if that
I can
guy,
tell he's a good dude.
Yeah, literally. I mean this. If he needed me to come clean his toilets, I would, because he's that great.
Right. No, I get it.
He's awesome.
Yeah. And those people are few and far between.
I love him.
Right.
I love him, and he's playing, but he's not playing as much. He's in Australia right now.
He's doing that rock thing now, right? No.
No.
Didn't he do a rock record?
He did a rock thing.
He did a rock record.
Yeah, he did a rock record with my buddy Daniel Knight, who's out in California.
Yeah.
He did.
I heard part of
Brother
that.
Clyde.
That's it. I was trying to think of the name of it. You beat me.
Brother Clyde.
Yeah, that was it was some pretty good stuff.
It was great.
It was different, way different for him.
It was great. It was better than the attempt that Garth Brooks did. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
No.
But, you know, but Billy is a great guy. So I can't say enough good things about him. I miss him. He's my good friend. I miss those guys.
Oh, you need a hug.
I do. I mean, I miss them. I do. I miss them a lot. I mean, there's just such good people.
No,
we
they
did
are.
So many things.
They are. You did do a lot of cool shit. You got to play on the old boob tube.
Yeah.
He was on the TV.
I did everything. We did. I mean, that's the door that he opened for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why I tell people all the time, you know, how great he is. I got every single endorsement that I ever wanted. Mm-hmm. Spectre, Galen Kruger, EMG, Intune Picks, DR Strings, blah, 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 blah. I mean, for years, you know how it is. You're knocking on that door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're in a cover band?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're in a cover band? You know, the door just shut.
Yep.
This is Dave Moody with Billy Ray Cyrus. How can I help you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I
Boom,
get it.
next day, all my stuff was there.
Yeah, no, I get it. We'll overnight that to you, Mr. Moody.
Exactly. And that's the way it happened.
And you hang up the phone, you're like, damn right.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. I called Terry and I said, Terry, you know, how do I get these endorsement people, the people with the endorsement? He goes, you call them up and tell them you're the damn bass player for Billy Ray Cyrus. That's what you do. And I went,
okay.
And you know what? I did.
And it worked.
That door went, whoop. How can I help you?
Come on
in. White gloves. What can I do? It was amazing.
You want a cup of coffee?
Yeah. We massage your feet. It was really cool.
The reason I asked you why it was what year it kind of slowed down or ended, and I wasn't implying that anything bad happened, because nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad.
Was because there was that period where everything kind of slowed down for both of us, because you and I played together for so long.
Right.
But everything kind of slowed down, and then I forget exactly what happened, and this is my perspective looking at your life. Tarc Bus was over. You were doing some short bus gigs here and there. You moved to Cincy, and then I'm too cheap to buy sound effects. Thunderstruck happens.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Because you guys are killing it.
Well, thank you. What happened there was...
You didn't hire me.
Okay. God, tough crowd. Tough crowd.
We'll get to that in a second.
All right, here's what happened.
What happened was...
Okay, so my wife and I, we had a lot of deaths in my family.
Right.
My brother died.
Mm-hmm.
Her father passed away.
Right.
When her father passed away, she wanted to move up to Cincinnati.
Right.
To be closer to her mom. Understandably.
Absolutely.
We lived in Louisville for 8 years.
Yeah.
My turn to move to Cincinnati.
And she's from there, correct?
She's from Cincinnati.
Okay.
So we moved to Cincinnati.
I knew that, but I wanted to confirm that I knew that.
Right. and we moved to Cincinnati and we got closer to her mother. And then my mom dies. And it's just this whole thing.
Right.
Well, in the midst of all this stuff, I got sober on May 1st, which I'm happy to talk about. May 1st,
too.
May 1st, 2015, which I'm coming up on 3 years sober. And that is awesome because I'm telling you right now, I was successful when I was drunk.
Right.
But I'm even more successful, focused, and sober. And the only thing I lost by quitting drinking was the bullshit.
I'm totally going to throw you under the bus in a great, good, positive way.
Yeah.
The other night we were talking and you told me that you started to go to see all these shows.
Yeah.
And you were like, dude, I remember these shows now. And I don't know how I missed them.
Yeah.
But I was so drunk. And now I know why you never drink. And I went, yep, pretty much. I remember a lot of shit. It was funny.
Hey, we're getting drunk after the show.
Well,
Right after.
Yeah.
We can't drink when we're working.
No.
Just kidding.
No.
But I ended up
Liquor bars and no, I'm just kidding.
I ended up getting sober on May 1st, 2015.
So you are coming up on 3 years and on a microphone. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Yeah,
I do like you better sober.
Oh,
gotta be honest with you.
I like me better sober.
Well, you should, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
Oh, thanks.
My show. Don't fuck with me.
So after I got sober, I got more focused. I got a phone call from Kevin Feller, who was in a band at the time called Riff Raff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were an AC/DC tribute band in Louisville. And if you remember, Alan Angus Wheatley was the guitar player, and which is an incredible kid. God rest his soul.
Yes.
Just an incredible kid. Incredible player.
Really good.
Incredible player.
Yep.
Just incredible passion. Well, their singer found the Lord and decided to leave, which is great. Awesome. He decided that he wanted to not do it anymore.
Right.
And he left the band. They give me a call. And Kevin said, and if you've ever met Kevin, he is...
I don't know if I have. I'm horrible with names.
Kevin's awesome.
I'm
Kevin,
good. I'm better with faces. I'm horrible with names.
He's a sweet man. He's an awesome guy, and as giving and passionate as anybody in this world, a hard worker, will do anything for the band. He's team first.
Nice.
That's the way he is.
Nice.
He gives me a call and says, Dave, would you want to try out for Thunderstruck for Riff Raff? And I said, well, sure. If nothing else, it'll be fun. Now you got to understand, I'm about a month sober at this point. I'm not.
And you're not. And if I remember correctly, you weren't gigging a shit ton. I mean, you were still gigging and working, but nothing like the past.
No, I was like, trying to be cool and
pull it back a little bit.
Just like, man, I got to get a rein on this thing. I'm trying to pull it back. I'm really serious in this.
Right.
So I went. If nothing else, this was going to be a good thing to sing my favorite songs that I used to sing with whiskey driving down the road.
Right.
And I'll get to sing my favorite AC/DC songs. It'd be great.
Right.
So we went in and I can't remember what day it was, or I can't remember. I think it was in like August of 2015. 15 is when it was. Yeah, I think that's when it was. And
I remember it's summer, and the only reason I remember that is because I was teaching at Mom's, and I was on my way upstairs to my room to teach, and you're in one of the rehearsal rooms. I went, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
You were like, what are you doing here? So
right.
I fucking teach here. And you went, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's right. That was at Mom's.
I remember that because that's when I met the band that you had at the time. And I don't remember any of their names. So if you guys listen to this or when you do, sorry. Not sorry. I'm horrible with names. But I do remember that it was in the summer. Right. Because that's when I was, like I said, what the fuck are you doing in here? And then you told me, hey, I've got this going. Check it out when it comes out or something to that effect. Sorry, back to you.
And so we started the audition, and it was just magic. Right. From the minute.
Don't you love that feeling?
Yeah. It was great.
I miss that feeling. Yeah. But I love that feeling.
It was great. And I'm sitting here going, wow, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. And they said, well, listen, they pretty much said,
right. It's yours if you want it.
Yeah. But they had a couple people after me. I said, audition them. They could be better.
Yeah.
Just look at, well, they came back and they said, it's your job if you want it.
Right.
We got in the same room and I set them down. And at that time, they were playing clubs. They were playing like Gerstels, or not Gerstels, Gilbert's and Our Place and stuff like that. And they were doing like 3-hour sets of AC/DC. This product that you are seeing that's doing what it's doing was doing 3 hours a night for $400, $500. Yeah. And I looked at them and I said, guys, you're a good night band. You're not a Be Right Back band. You're a good night. Thank you for coming. You're an event.
Right.
You're a show. And if I'm going to join, we need to cancel everything and just do it as an event. And it's going to be a growth process. But if you hang, if you pay attention to what we're about ready to do, you'll see it and it'll grow and it'll be cool.
Right.
And they bought into it. They listened, and I couldn't be happier working with these guys. And that's where it started, from August of 2015 to where it is now.
Yep.
Which is...
You're selling out rooms literally. There's two, I'm done. Literally across the country. You're selling out rooms.
Yeah. And 1,500, 2,000 seaters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I say it all the time. I'm amazed as anybody. But I'm not amazed because the product's so good. Right. AC/DC is such a nostalgic band. They're not coming to see me. They're not coming to see Kevin. They're not coming to see Caleb. Now they are. But initially they're not. They were coming.
To hear AC/DC.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And my guys deliver this product at such a high level. Mm-hmm. And I make no bones about it. They play their ass off.
Right. Well, and there's something to be said for, I hate to even call it a niche market or a scene, but there's something to be said for tribute bands that do it well. Because people that are our age, they're heroes of rock. I'm not being morbid. I'm being truthful. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are dead.
Dead.
They are. They're old.
Yeah.
They're either too old to tour or they're dead. Mm-hmm. So you're getting this kind of influx of people that are going, I can't see my favorite band anymore because they're gone, but I really want to go out. But I don't want to go out and see this shit from the last 10 years because I don't like any of that music.
Right.
What do? Oh, there's a Journey tribute band.
Right.
Oh, there's a Metallica tribute band. Oh, there's Thunderstruck. Oh, there's 47 Kiss tribute bands. Right. 5 of them are good. Right. But you get my point. Right. You know what I mean? And I think it's very cool. So and I'm not saying you did anything right or wrong. This is just an observation. You've hit in a market that's perfect.
It's right place, right
voice.
Time.
Yeah, it's perfect for your voice. It's perfect for your stage presence because you have Dave Moody energy that you should bottle. You could sell it. It's fucking nuts. Right place, right time. And like I said, it's just, I think everything is falling into place perfectly. Mm. Until you post a picture of your new drummer and it's not me. And Mr. Thunderstruck drummer, you are great. I have seen you. So this has nothing to do with you. This is mine and Dave's little beef.
Well, in all fairness,
whenever
we were coming up,
I have my fingers in my ears. I'm not listening to you.
I know. When we were
coming
coming up with drummers to audition, my first thought about you was the thing that I saw was how good you were doing with Gas Money. I saw how great it was going. I saw the crowds you were playing in front of. I said, there's no way Steven's going to leave that. I don't even know if he could play that simple because it's such, I know you got discipline and I know you have that.
Right.
But I didn't think that it would be something for you. I literally, good job. Yes. Thought that. It never even occurred to me to call you for that very reason, because I was like, man.
And that makes 1,000% sense. But the joke between you and I is because you didn't even fucking bother to call me. You didn't even give me a chance to say no. So that
now
is
say
why
no.
I give you shit.
No, I don't want it.
No, I don't want it. As our dear friend Kevin used to say, I ain't doing shit.
God rest his soul. Miss you, Kevin. But like I said, I mean, Thunderstruck, man, I don't know. It's just such a blessing.
It's a really good thing. It's a great thing for you. It's a great thing for the guys in your band. And jokes aside, I have seen you guys. You're phenomenal. You're really good at what you do. And you know me as your friend. I'm not a huge AC/DC fan.
Right.
I never have been.
No.
Massive respect. I'm just not a huge fan of their music.
Right.
But you guys kill it every night. Well, every time I've seen you, which I'm assuming, knowing you killing it every night.
Right.
And I see your pictures that you post of the crowd shots. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at that. It's awesome.
Hey, listen.
And when you go to Myrtle Beach next time, make sure you message Charlie Steele because he just moved there.
That's right. I'll give Charlie a call.
See, I got you.
That's right.
I got you.
The reason why we started doing those pictures, I remember when we first started doing them, the band was like, you're stopping the show to take a picture. I go, you'll understand. You'll understand.
Yep.
And as the profile started growing and growing and growing, we've got over 60 pictures of 2,000 people behind us.
Yep.
When people see that, it builds your profile. And people who buy the show are not looking at me. They're not looking at the drummer. They're not looking at Caleb. They're looking at $100, $100, $100, $100. They're seeing all that money in the crowd. And that's where you get the gigs.
For sure.
And that's where people want you to come. So I highly recommend any bands that are out there, if you start playing these big shows, you got to show them that there's proof of Bigfoot.
Absolutely.
So Bigfoot exists. Here's a picture of Bigfoot.
Rock business advice with Dave Moody.
Here's 60 pictures of Bigfoot, and he's in different states. Bigfoot walks across the country. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I get it.
So I make sure to stop the show and do a family picture, as I call them. And when we do that, I make everybody and make it look like this big party atmosphere, which it is.
Absolutely.
There's nothing pretentious about it.
No, and before, because we're getting ready to move on to social media issues, but before we do, you and we used to do that same picture in Tarc Bus.
We did. And you know who I sold it off of? That I'm sure they're not the first band to do it.
Well, the only reason
was Kiss.
Well, right. It was Kiss. And the only reason I said that is because we've been doing it forever. So it's not like you just said, well, I'm going to do this because it's something you've always done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You talked to me about it a long time ago, and I went, that's a great idea. And we just started doing it. Yeah.
It's business 101, man.
Absolutely. Let's move on to social media issues. All right. So with social media issues, what is something that bugs you or what is something that you like? The reason I asked before you start talking is most of the hangs I have with me, they always look at me funny when I say social media issues. Just any issue you have with it. And the issue can be a good issue or a bad issue. I don't really care.
I don't think that social media has to be all sunshines and rainbows, and because that's not the world we live in.
I agree.
But I choose to keep my stuff light. You can find negative energy anywhere you want if you're looking for it.
Oh, shit.
If you're looking, you don't even have to look for it. It'll just show up.
Yep.
So I choose to be positive, helpful, enlightening. I want my page to be a fun page. I want
Your page is pretty fun. Sometimes you're self-deprecating, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I do it all the time. If you can't laugh at yourself, right?
Well, that's why I appreciate it. I laugh.
Yeah.
Have you seen me?
I'm a
Jesus
moron.
Christ.
Yeah, I'm a moron. But
that's why we're mac and cheese.
exactly, mac and cheese.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. But I think that my whole intention of social media is to make people, one, aware of where we're playing, two, try to help others.
Right.
Do as much as you can. I say this every day. Be good to one another, take care of each other, help out when you can.
You used to say that at the end of every show.
Do it.
Do you still say that at the end of Thunderstruck?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the last time I saw you. I don't remember you saying it. But when we were in Tarc Bus, every night you ended every show with that.
That's it. I firmly believe that. That's my credo. Or
even when you were super hammered, you still remember to end it with that. By the way, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because that's inherent. That comes from you.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I don't drink. Total side note. Part of the reason I don't drink a lot. Most of you that know me know I have pretty much zero filter.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm drunk, I am truth fucking police. It's like truth serum. I lose a lot of friends when I get drunk. But the reason I say that is because that's who I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat to save your feelings. So when you're really hammered and you're still bringing something out from within you, that means it's genuine. Yeah. That's the only reason I bring that up.
Oh, and it's true. And I say it every show. I mean it on my Facebook page. But my thing is we should be here to help each other and not hurt each other. I see too much fighting. I see too much politicking. Ugh. I see too much, not saying that these issues don't matter, because they do.
They do.
They do matter. But I am of an old school mindset. If you have something that you want to say to somebody, you don't do it in a public forum. You pull them to the side and you have a conversation.
Right.
And if you agree to disagree, have a drink afterward.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
Well,
it's all good.
You've listened to the show, so you've heard me talk about that on several episodes. Get in somebody's face, and I don't mean in a shitty way. Just have a conversation. Go, hey, dude, you and I, while we're talking about it, you and I have had disagreements. A few big ones.
Yeah.
And what did we do? We sat down and we worked it out. That's what you do. Granted, I worked it out because I'm scared of you because you're fucking here. No, I'm just kidding.
We've lost the ability to speak to one another.
Absolutely.
We're looking at a little screen and we're taking too much. There's so much that is lost in the printed word because you can't hear the inflection in somebody's voice or what their true meaning was.
Absolutely.
There's a lot lost in translation.
For sure.
So that being said, what I believe is, if you have an issue with somebody, take it to the source.
Yep.
Take it to the person that you have the issue with.
Right. And one of the things I don't understand about that is you can still have differences of
and
opinion,
be friends.
And be friends. Yeah. You can have differences of beliefs and still be friends.
Yeah.
I don't get this, and I maybe naively, or because sometimes I'm lazy, not very often, but sometimes I'm lazy. I don't know if it's because of social media that has turned people that way, but they tend to latch onto one thing. For example, you don't believe in this, so we cannot hang out. Mm-hmm. You know how many beliefs people have?
A lot.
I believe in millions of things. Okay, maybe not millions, but you know what I'm saying. You believe in tons of things. Mm-hmm. You and I don't believe the same shit.
Same shit, yeah.
But we're still good friends.
Correct.
I said it on the Brian's episode. I'm throwing my buddy Todd under the bus because now it's just become fun for me.
Right.
He is so heavily into politics, he makes me want to shoot myself.
Right.
But he's still one of my best friends.
Right.
We just don't discuss that.
Right.
He keeps his shit on his side of the fence. I keep my non-politics shit on my side of the fence. Mm-hmm. But we're still best friends.
And there's nothing wrong with activism. There's nothing wrong.
No,
there's nothing wrong with a debate. No. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with it. I say this at every show too. One of the things that I bring up to everybody is at the Thunderstruck performance, because I feel like it's our objective, or not our objective, but it's our duty to let people know what we really see.
Right.
I mean, what we really see as human beings traveling the country and meeting different people. When we travel the country, all we see are smiling faces looking back at us.
Yep.
when you watch the news, they would have you believe that we're ripping ourselves apart at the seams.
Yep.
All I see are beautiful smiling faces looking back at me with this love of rock and roll, brothers and sisters, arm in arm, beers up, having a good time, not worried about tomorrow, having a great time.
As it's supposed to be.
Loving the moment, having a great time. That's America, man.
Yeah.
That's everywhere we go.
America!
It is.
I couldn't help it, sorry.
It really is.
But no, you're right. You're 100% right.
It really is. And Stephen, it drives me crazy that people with years of friendship, with years of great memories,
absolutely,
with each other, can get on a social forum and destroy each other
and end up hating
in front
each
of
other.
Everybody.
Yeah.
When it's a 5-second conversation over a beer.
Yep.
Oh, you're just an asshole, and let's have another beer.
Yeah.
Instead, it turns into a pissing contest in a public forum where you got to be right, you got to be right. Why you got to do that to each other? Why can't you just say, hey, let's sit down and talk about this? And that's me. That's me. That's why I don't engage in that shit.
I'm the same way. I don't. Most of the people that follow any of my pages, and you know this as my friend, you've never seen me get into an online argument or a debate. I don't try to prove myself right. If I throw an opinion out there, which I very rarely do, because most of my shit is, hey, come see my show, hey, check out my podcast, whatever. I don't do a whole lot of personal stuff. But if I throw an opinion out there and somebody disagrees with it, cool. I don't even respond.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you disagree. I just don't want you to make a big fucking deal out of it.
Right.
Which is what you're talking about, which is what I see all the time on social media.
And again, it comes from the printed word.
Yep. Yeah, because unfortunately, there's no real, true sarcasm font.
No.
I wish there was.
I wish there was. But there isn't.
Dude, I was joking. Again, relax.
Again, I make this point. There is nothing wrong with healthy debate. I encourage that. But I would implore you to do it in person.
Oh, I would agree.
Because if you do it in person, then you know the body language. You know the inflection.
Yep.
You know
the tone of voice.
The cadence of which they're saying things.
Yep.
And then you're like going, okay, that makes sense. I see where you're coming from. I disagree.
Yep.
But that's cool.
Well, and it's awesome that you say that, because total squirrel moment, because you know how my brain works. I think the same thing about music. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is delivery is everything. Mm-hmm. You can line up 10 comedians, give them all the same exact joke, and you're going to get 10 different jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just delivery. Music is the same way. When you deliver something in a passionate way, it comes across correctly.
Right.
You deliver something in a shithead way, it comes across wrong.
Right.
I can look at you and go, Dave, fuck you, and you're going to laugh.
Right.
Or I can look at you and go, Dave, fuck you. You're not going to laugh. Now there's an issue. Same 3 words.
Yeah.
But I think exactly what you're talking about. Lost in translation in the printed word, you can't do that.
Right.
And people tend to get their feelings hurt too much.
They do. And everybody's nerves are so exposed today.
Yep.
And that is way better than I thought I was going to say that. Because if I said it the way I wanted to say it, that wouldn't end it well. But everybody's nerves are so exposed, and they are hypersensitive to people's.
I love you, fucker.
They're hypersensitive, and
they are. You're 100% right,
including me at times. We've become a world of the offended, and it's upsetting, and that's offensive. I'm offended that everybody's offended.
I'm offended at your offensiveness.
I mean, I
don't get it.
Listen, man, here's what I want to say about me. If I know you, I respect you, and I care about your feelings and who you are, and I deliver respect, and that's how I choose to live.
Right.
And you're never going to see me disrespect you in a public forum. If I have an issue with you, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call you.
Right.
And we're going to work this shit out.
Except that one time you tried to grab my ass.
Well, I'll do that. I'll still do that. Hey, hashtag me too.
High five in the microphone.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right.
But at the end of the day, I think if everybody sits down and I know there's not enough hours in the day, but I think if you genuinely have an issue and they're your friend and they've been your friend
Right.
for years,
Right.
call them.
Well, and I said this on my last solo show, and I'm saying exactly the same words. Pipe down on the negativity.
Yeah, man.
Fucking pipe down.
It's not that bad.
It's really not.
Mm-mm.
And then, like you said, the everybody gets offended. I mean, the three things I won't talk about on the show are politics, religion, and sports.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not even political, but there is a group of people that are trying to boycott this new Peter Rabbit movie. Because have
Peter
you heard
Rabbit?
this? Yeah, have you heard this?
I have
Oh my
not.
God, it's really, really short story. There's a half animation, half real, like real actors and then anime movie about Peter Rabbit, who takes over this garden and he gets into a, quote, war with the human. So the human and the rabbit are fighting. Human has a food allergy. Rabbit throws a blueberry in the human's mouth. Has like some kind of fruit allergy or whatever. People are boycotting the movie because of this. Now I want you to look me in the eye as I tell you this. Can we talk about the fact that it's a fucking cartoon?
Right.
It's a talking, walking rabbit cartoon, and you're boycotting because he threw a blueberry in a human's mouth.
Well, see, Stephen, this is what you
Get the fuck over it.
Right, this is what you do. This is what you do. Okay.
Oh, that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I'm using that as an example of people getting too offended by everything.
Mm-hmm.
It sends them a bad message. It doesn't send a bad message. Pay your $20, go to the movie, forget about your life for 2 hours, and go home.
Yeah.
There's no message.
There's no message. It's
It's
rabbit.
a human fighting with a cartoon rabbit. There's no message.
Well, here's what I say. Here's what I say. At the end of the day, us as entertainers, our job is to make everybody aware of that.
I agree.
That you should get up there. If you have a microphone, your job is to deliver positive messages.
I agree.
And your job is to deliver togetherness and fun and living in the moment,
For
being
sure.
present.
And if you have a podcast microphone like I do, then
Right.
you can call people on their bullshit.
Right.
Just saying. Carry on.
And you just make sure that everybody feels that, and hopefully they carry that with them out the door.
Absolutely.
And they go, you know what?
Absolutely.
They're right. They're right. We should just chill out. We should. Now,
Pipe
again,
down.
it could just fall right on the floor with one of their beers.
Who knows?
Who knows? But
But if we feel that we did our job,
yeah,
then we win.
I feel better saying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That
Fine.
being said, do whatever you want on social media. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm cool. I'm just going to keep spreading love and positive energy and rainbows and unicorns, man. That's it. That's it.
Pipe down the negativity, kids.
Yeah,
Pipe the fuck down.
Hey, get along.
Get along.
It's not that hard.
Pipe down, Francis.
It's not that hard. Give everybody a hug. Come on.
Well,
Have fun.
if you've taken a shower, give everybody a
Yeah,
hug.
yeah. Give everybody a hug.
Nobody wants to hug me when I get off stage.
Hey,
I
you-
am gross when I get off stage.
You want to hug me and take pictures and do whatever you want to do. I'm here, man. Come on. I love it because there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day, and you know it.
Yep.
What you got to worry about is not the aggravation of somebody wanting to take a picture with you. It's when they don't want to take a picture with you.
All right, so let's move on to stories from the stage. All right, so before we recorded, I said you can tell as many as you want, but it has to be either an amazing one or an amazing train wreck.
Okay, I guess my best story, and it's kind of hard to top for me personally, out of all my stories, is the time that I played the Grand Ole Opry. Now, this particular time that we played there,
I do have to interrupt you for 1 second. It's popped in my head. I remember when I saw the picture of you playing at the Grand Ole Opry, and I even texted you because we were already in band together, and my text said, "Fuck you, dude." I was so jealous of you. Not gonna lie, I admit it. I was I was happy, but I was just like, "Fuck him." Sorry, Karen.
so
I love you, but fuck you.
So we're playing the Grand Ole Opry, and I accept that. We're playing the Grand Ole Opry, and my wife, Mary, got to go with me, which is awesome. And we're backstage at the Opry, and there's just a different everything about this place.
Right.
Now, I've played CBGB's and the Grand Ole Opry. And not many people could say that. That's pretty awesome.
I don't know if I've ever done this on the show yet, but fuck you twice. Carry on.
But we're backstage, and it's just so awesome. And when you're in that environment, what you got to understand is you're going to see people that you've seen your whole life at these shows, be it CMA Fest or be it, some kind of festival. You're going to see all these stars, and they're just walking around, and everybody's working. And protocol is, don't fanboy out.
Right.
Just be cool, man. Just be cool.
Act like you belong.
Act like you belong. They're working. You're working. We're working.
We're working.
Everybody's working. So you're walking around, and there's little Jimmy Dickens. You're like, holy shit, there's little Jimmy Dickens. And then you look in a room, and there's Roy fucking Clark, holding court, with this little young band,
Right.
And he's in there just noodling with his guitar.
And it's hard not to fanboy out.
It's like, fuck, it's Roy Clark, And then you'll see, whoever it might be. Well, anyway, I'm walking backstage, and here comes Charlie Pride. And I did not give a fuck about protocol. I did not fucking care. I did not care. At that moment, I did not care. I fanboyed out so hard. So much. It was as if I was talking to Gene Simmons or Malcolm Young or somebody literally, this is Charlie fucking Pride. You got to understand, he was a black man in the 50s playing white music.
White country music.
White country music. And nobody knew who he was. No. This is a bad motherfucker.
A legend.
Badass.
Legend.
Badass. So I broke protocol. I walked up to him and I said, Mr. Pride, I got to tell you, I'm just such a huge fan, and I just had to shake your hand. I just want to thank you for all your music, and just, God, thank you so much. And he goes, oh, young man, it's so good to meet you. Thank you so much. He gives me this great big hug. Country music is way different than rock and roll, kids.
Oh, yeah.
Got to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Big difference. There's not this arrogance. There is this just love of fans and everything.
I agree.
And it's
and I've experienced it firsthand. Before you finish your story, even though it was a cover band, I had Willow Creek, the country band I was in. It was a cover band, but we opened for Eli Young Band, Thompson Square. Two different shows, but both huge country bands. None of them could have been any nicer to us.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Country man.
It's
cool.
It is.
Really cool vibe. And Charlie was so freaking nice to me.
Nice.
I mean, just so nice. And gave me the time of day. And I'm like, holy shit.
Isn't it cool when they do that?
Yeah, way cool. So we had our moment, and he walks on.
Then you wipe the sweat off your brow.
Right. I met Charlie Pride.
Oh my God.
So, all right, fast forward. We get to the show.
Right.
And the Opry's the Opry, man. It's
legendary.
Oh. They still do the Martha White commercial. This next segment brought to you by Martha White powder. Cooking powder, cooking flour. I'm like, holy crap, that's awesome. It's great. And little Jimmy Dickens is out there introducing the band. Anyway, I'm beside the stage, and Roy Clark is on playing before us.
And you're on side stage.
I'm on the side of the stage watching Roy freaking Clark. I got my bass on. I got my ears in, and I'm looking out at Roy Clark in that little circle.
Yep.
On where everybody, Hank Williams has stood there.
Everybody stood there.
Yep. And he's out there doing his bit, and I think he's doing Wonderful World. That's what he was doing. He was doing Wonderful World, and he was out there performing that song, and I'm like, oh God, this is unbelievable. And I had to piss. So I always have to piss.
Shit, I gotta piss.
I always got to piss like a little nervous dog before we go out. I mean, especially something like
You're
that.
You're like a chihuahua.
I probably had to do 1 and 2. I didn't know. It was crazy.
You're the tallest chihuahua ever.
So I'm standing on the side of the stage, and I go, man, I got to piss. And I had my ears in, so I could hear Roy in my ears.
Right.
So I walk back behind the stage, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm standing at the urinal, and in walks Charlie Pride. And he's standing in the urinal, and I'm standing in the urinal. I got my bass on. I'm standing in the urinal. I'm standing next to Charlie Pride. And he's got his junk in his hand, and I got my junk in my hand. I'm going, holy shit, I'm pissing with Charlie Pride.
With my bass on.
At the Opry.
At the Grand Ole Opry.
I can't make this shit up.
Nope.
So Charlie is standing there taking a picture. He goes, "Where are you from, young man?" And I said, "I'm from Louisville, Kentucky." He goes, "Muhammad Ali." I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "He's a bad man." I go, "Yes, he is." And we're proud to have him. And he said, "Who do you play with?" I said, "Billy Ray Cyrus." And he said, "I've seen Billy Ray a million times. Love Billy." And I said, "Well, yeah, we're getting ready to go out there and do this thing." And he goes, "Is this your first time playing the Opry?" I go, "Yes, sir, it is." And he goes, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there and watch you play." And I said, "I'd appreciate it if you didn't." And he started laughing. And
Don't do that.
He said, he goes, "You're going to do fine. You're going to do fine." I said, "Well, I hope so." And he said, "Oh, you'll be fine. Go out there and have fun." And he goes, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go watch you." And he goes, "I'm going to watch you play." And I said, "Okay, Mr. Pride, I appreciate it." And I just forgot about it because I'm like, I'm getting ready to walk out on stage at the Opry. So I come around. I'm sitting on the side of the stage. Roy Clark gets done, and he's walking off with his guitar. And I'm like, man, somebody grab that man's guitar. That's Roy Clark.
Right.
Somebody take his guitar, But he walks off all humble with his guitar. And I'll reach my hand out to shake Roy Clark's hand as I'm walking on stage. And I go, "Mr. Clark, it is an honor to meet you. I've been watching you since my underoos. You have no idea."
Pause. You wore underoos?
Yeah.
You're fucking lame. I'm kidding. I'm just having a hard time picturing your 9 foot tall ass.
Well, I wasn't always 9 foot tall.
Liar, you came out 9 foot tall.
So I told him how much I loved him, and he gives me a big hug, and he goes, "Thank you, young man. That means a lot." He goes, "Now you go out there and kill it." Nice. So I get baptized by Roy Clark getting ready to go on the stage.
After you get baptized with your junk in your hand by Charlie
Pride. Right. So I'm walking on stage, and who's on stage? Mel Tillis and little Jimmy Dickens. And we're up there, man, and they're doing the Martha White thing, and they're getting ready to pull us up. And Mel Tillis goes just like this: "Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Ray Cyrus." Just like he always does. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. So I'm sitting there, and we go into our bit. You only get 2 songs.
Right.
We go into our part, and we bring the house down. I mean, we destroyed it. It was unbelievable. And, just incredible. Standing ovation at the Grand Ole Opry.
Nice.
And I'm going,
what the hell did I just do?
This can't get any better.
Right.
This is unbelievable. As I'm walking off the stage, who's the first person I see? Charlie Pride. He's got his arms out, and he goes, "You killed it, young man. Unbelievable." And he just gives me this great big hug, and I'll never forget it. And that's probably my favorite story ever. Pretty good.
I'm going to go better than pretty good. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's
badass, my friend.
It's pretty special.
Yeah, that's legendary shit right there.
That's hard to top, that one, for me, just because,
you can't.
It's Charlie Pride. It's Roy Clark. It's Mel Tillis. It's little Jimmy Dickens.
And the smart ass in me just thinks it's funny that you had a conversation with Charlie the Pride while you both were holding your dicks.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's funny. And your big tall ass with your bass at a urinal is even more funny.
It's great.
Like, what the?
Can't make it up.
Nope.
Can't make it up.
Well, I say it every episode at least once. Cliches are cliches for a reason. The truth is usually stranger than fiction.
Yes, it is.
Because you can't make that up.
No, you can't make it up.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, so let's move on to what am I listening to? All right, so what are you jamming on? What's got your little earball's attention right now?
The brand new Judas Priest is insane. It is so freaking good.
I got nothing. I haven't heard it.
It is incredible.
It's
called Firepower.
When did it come out?
It came out March 9th.
Oh, it just came out.
out.
Oh, that would be why I haven't heard about it.
Yes.
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
I don't feel as bad as I did a second ago.
It's as good as anything they've done since British Steel. And that's saying a lot because you got Screamer for Vengeance, you got Defenders of the Faith, you got Turbo, you got Painkiller, you got Ram It Down. It's better than, it's not better than, but it is as good as those albums. Actually, it's debuting in America at number 2 if that says anything to you.
No shit.
That's their highest charting album ever. And Rob Halford is 70 fucking years old. And he's still
killing it.
Still sounds like Rob Halford.
Now, I have not heard that record, obviously, because I didn't even know it was coming out. But I did, probably about a month ago, I saw a video of some show they did in Europe recently. And yeah, he's fucking killing it. He hasn't lost a step. I listened to a lot of...
Well, he's lost a step. He just hasn't lost his voice. Because he walks like this.
Touche, my friend. You got me. You big bastard, you got me. Anyway, I was going to say that I listened to Eddie Trunk's podcast, and he talks about that often, actually, about how there's a certain point, and the only reason I bring it up is because I agree with him. There's a certain point where bands just need to stop. Mm-hmm. It's nothing bad. It's just age. You and I talked about it a while ago. We're getting old.
Yeah.
We're in our 40s. Those guys that were our heroes, 60s, 70s, and 80s, eventually you have to stop. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. But Eddie was talking about Rob Halford can still sing his ass off. Steven Tyler still sounds pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. And then he was kind of throwing some other guys under the bus who just need to stop singing. But that's the only reason I brought that up.
Yeah,
he's 70 and he's killing it.
He sounds like Rob Halford, 1983.
Nice.
And he's incredible.
Nice.
He's just he's an inspiration, man. I just love him so much. And he still believes in metal. Mm-hmm. He still talks metal. He's so great. And you just gotta love Rob.
Oh, for sure.
And they're just so good. And that album delivers everything that you could want from a Priest record. It's just got that thing.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. Because like I said, I didn't even know.
When you do, don't just kind of listen to it.
No.
Crank that shit up.
I will, and I will say this on the show. I gave you homework. Long time ago, a couple months ago. I gave you Dream Theater homework.
Oh, yeah.
So I, in return, will do homework for you. I will listen to that record intently and let you know what I think about it.
And I went to Dream Theater.
You did. You met me up there.
I did.
I didn't think you were going to be there.
Yeah.
Totally not going to.
Blew everybody away that I was there.
I know. We all turned around and went,
what is he doing here?
What?
Hey, I'm a fan.
You are now.
I tell you what. I have never seen such proficiency.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
And when I was watching that drummer with his toms up top and at the bottom, and he was doing it backwards and forward.
Oh, Mike Mangini. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That guy's a machine.
Holy shit.
He's a machine.
But it's just like, how can you...
But even though, because you and I talked about this months ago when we went to the show, even though you're not a huge fan of their music, you can't deny how good that show was. That show was great.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like them, because they did what? They entertained us.
Right.
As proficient as they are as their instrument, those guys forgot more about music than I'll ever fucking know. That's how smart they are.
Yeah.
But they still entertained you.
Yes.
They did both.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And they didn't go above you. They're just doing what they do.
Yeah.
And they're not being above you. They're just going, this is what we are.
Yeah. They're not being shitty about it.
That was very refreshing just to see it. Because when the singer would talk to everybody, he wasn't like, he was actually funny and engaging and lighthearted. And,
telling some stories.
Yeah, he was really cool. I enjoyed it. Not my style.
Right. Well, and it's not going to be.
Right.
It's not going to be. It's not for everybody.
I loved it.
Right.
I'd go see him again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When are we going? Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, that's it, kids. That's a show for the week. Are you drinking with your pinky up?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You know what I love about doing this show?
What's that?
Because you and I have been friends for so long, you know how my brain works.
Why your podcast is so good.
Why?
Because you have a stream of consciousness. You have a stream of thought that is never ending, and it's like you said, squirrel brain.
Oh yeah,
where it goes. And it's cool that it's kind of like Robin Williams syndrome. You can bounce from this to this to this to this to this to this, and you can ding on all kinds of things. And if people can keep up with you, which is hard to do, it makes for a good podcast. So I hope this was a good one.
Oh, thanks. That's a nice compliment. But yes, it was a good one. Yeah. It was a good one. But what I was going to say is I love it because I don't have to, obviously, I don't filter myself anyway, but I can go to a different place and still come back around.
Yeah.
Because I had this whole close planned out in my head. Now I don't remember any of it because your big ass is drinking coffee with your pinky up.
Well, how about we end it like this?
Yes.
All right, here's how we end it. Be good to one another, take care of each other, and help out when you can.
I agree. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for hopefully checking out my sponsor, Prophecy Inc. Thanks for listening to Dave. I hope you guys learned something. That is pretty much it. As I say at the end of every episode, go do some shit. So until next time, I will talk at you soon.